Senator Durbin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Martin, in April, the Justice Department's Weaponization Working Group issued a report detailing weaponization of the Biden Justice Department. The report focused on prosecution rising out of the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan involving the FACE Act. Are you familiar with the FACE Act?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The report claimed that career prosecutors working on this case demonstrated anti-Christian bias in prosecuting defendants who blocked access to a reproductive health care clinic in Michigan. One day before this report was published, 2 prosecutors in your office were terminated for their alleged misconduct in this case. Do you believe that apolitical career civil servants should be terminated simply because they are assigned to work on certain matters?
I do not believe that career prosecutors should be terminated simply because they decided to work on a case.
Did you have any role in terminating these 2 prosecutors who were assigned to work on the FACE Act cases?
No, Senator, I had no role whatsoever in the decision to terminate them.
Thank you. Ms. Colmenero, are you familiar with DACA?
Yes, Senator.
You realize it was created by President Obama 14 years ago,
Yes, Senator.
and more than 800,000 individuals have taken advantage of that program. And every 2 years, they are required to register and re-register with the federal government to pay a filing fee of $600, go through a background check, criminal background check, that allows them at the end of the day to be able to work legally in the United States and not be deported during that period. If they commit a crime between registration periods, they can lose all DACA protection. Are you familiar with that?
I am generally familiar with the contours of what you just described.
Do you know what the term relevant reliance interest means?
Yes, Senator, I am.
The conservative U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit recognized, quote, the immense reliance interest that DACA has created when it kept in place a stay for current DACA recipients. Do you agree with the Fifth Circuit?
Senator, as a judicial nominee, it would be inappropriate for me to express a comment on whether or not I agree or disagree with an appellate court decision. But to the extent there was an appellate court decision that was applicable to the case in front of me, as a lower court judge, I would be duty-bound to apply that precedent.
Ms. Mitchell, I want to ask you a question about the Voting Rights Act. You co-authored a brief in the Shelby County versus Holder case, did you not? It was on behalf of Alabama, in which you argued against the protections of the Voting Rights Act and claimed that the law undermined, quote, state sovereignty, close quote. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, Senator.
You also claimed that certain provisions of the Voting Rights Act were inappropriate because things in Alabama and the southern states had sufficiently changed since the original passage of the Voting Rights Act in 1965. Yet time and again, as soon as the Roberts Court has weakened the protections of the Voting Rights Act, we have seen southern states move to further disenfranchise black voters. Are you aware of the current controversy on redistricting and the prospect of many minority seats being eliminated?
I'm not working on any of those matters, Senator, but I'm generally familiar with them.
Do you still stand by your efforts to weaken the Voting Rights Act in light of what's happened since?
I don't want to offer any of my personal views on that, but I stand by the arguments that Alabama made in that brief, which was an amicus brief concerning the constitutionality of the Section 5 preclearance requirement. And I believe we made good faith arguments under the law in the best interest of our client.
Mr. Pozos, in 2020, you were featured in the Philadelphia Business Journal, where you were asked how the Philadelphia business community can help heal racial divisions. In part, you answered, and I quote, our divisions are particularly acute when our communities lose faith in the legal system. That trust is particularly fragile when the composition of law enforcement, the bench, and the bar do not reflect the communities they serve. I agree with you. Can you elaborate on the importance of diversity in the legal system?
Senator, I believe it's absolutely essential that we get the best possible talent for our legal system and for the men and women of law enforcement from every possible source that we can. In my career, I've been fortunate to mentor and advise many young people considering whether to enter the legal profession from a wide range of backgrounds. And I think that amidst the competition in the market for bright young minds, we need to do a great job as a legal profession to ensure that we get to all pockets of talent wherever they may be in our country and welcome them into the legal profession so that they can help us uphold the rule of law in this profession.
Basic question. Do you believe that diversity is an important and worthy goal and objective in filling vacancies in the legal profession?
Senator, I think that if we are true to seeking out excellence wherever it may be, that question will be moot.
I doubt it. Thank you very much.